AI is now incredibly powerful for doing SEO, and you can now directly within Claude, using the right MCPs, can go and scrape websites, go and do detailed analysis on potential keyword and SEO strategies, and then on the back of that, go and do the keyword research, leveraging actual data to verify that process. And then even if you have it set up in Cursor, go as far as, programmatically updating those web pages. And all of that typically would be a huge amount of work. You're going and looking at the website, you're making notes, you're defining what terms you think might make sense, you're coming up with an SEO plan, you're then going and verifying that against data you're seeing, whether you're going to Ahrefs, SEMrush, DataForSEO, these kind of platforms. And now you can actually just use Claude as your interface to do this work. So I'm going to run through just an example of how you can do this today. Typically, you're going to be using platforms like Ahrefs, SEMrush, DataForSEO to be getting that data. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and scrape a website to get a summary of all the data that we can find there. So I'm going to say, use the Firecrawl MCP to scrape ghostteam.ai and create a .md file summarizing what you find. So this is just a markdown file, it's just text, and we can let that run. So you can see here, it's now using the Firecrawl MCP to go and scrape that domain. Okay, great. We can see here that it's actually gone through and it's done the summary. So I recognize all this from our website. And then it's actually gone and created a .md file directly within my documents folder. Okay, and that's great because that now basically has a comprehensive understanding of our website. And what I now want to do is I want to use Perplexity's MCP. So Perplexity in particular, they're very, very good for research. And I want to use that MCP to go and do research on particular keywords that I could use. So now use Perplexity's MCP to go and do research on programmatic SEO ideas for Ghost Team AI based on that .md file. Okay, perfect. So we've got that, and let's run it. Now, why this is great is because when I'm doing this research, I can then use these different keyword ideas that it comes up with to do things like create blog pages for it, to create different tailored landing pages specific to those keywords, maybe just to create content around in general relevant to our website. Okay, and there we go. So it's actually gone and done all of that research and has found that there's definitely a huge opportunity. It's identified different frameworks that we can use. It's given a phased plan around different things that you can focus on. It's actually then gone and saved that in another .md file, and it's able to access these .md files as well, which is amazing. So you can just keep referencing them throughout. And then you can see here, I've just opened up the .md file, and you can see here all of the different research that it's outlined. So very comprehensive. But what I want to do is I want to make it a bit more specific to opportunities that I could go after. So create me another .md file that outlines specific different opportunities that we can go after based on the programmatic SEO research that you just did. What I'm trying to do here is basically just get it to tell me, these are the different opportunities that you can go after. And then that allows us to then start to look at how can we, analyze the opportunities that it's coming up with against keyword data. Okay, perfect. So I've now got it to take that research, and then it's just outlined these, best opportunities to go after. So at the moment, it's saying that the service industry landing pages are a good area that we can go after. And it's actually mentioned, the other things that we can look at later. It's done it based on what it's saying around these targeted visitors. Now, that's doing that data based on stuff that it's gathering with Perplexity. And what I want to do now is I actually want to just verify this against actual SEO data rather than just stuff that Perplexity's got. So let's first start with the service industry landing pages. And then for the top landing pages that you've identified, please use the DataForSEO MCP to get actual keyword data on each of these to better verify the potential opportunity of each one. Run. Okay, great. And I can now see these validated results. So it's basically just confirmed or said where it's exceeding expectations on different search volumes, and basically just outlines the exact strategy that we should go after based on that. And it's created me another .md file, so I would just open that. We can see here it's actually outlined, the competition, the CPC, the difficulty, the intent as well. And it's done that across different opportunities. So sales automation, e-commerce, and it's then got, these different landing pages where it basically looks at the keywords, the URL should use, target audience, difficulty, etc. Now, effectively, this is a prioritized action plan for the exact SEO tactics that I should be implementing. Obviously, that's all in a .md file, but if I wanted to actually just visualize this to make it a little bit easier to understand, create me an interactive dashboard that outlines the validated keyword opportunities for Ghost Team. Okay, and here we have the full dashboard. You can see here that it's given me all of the different overview, insight stats, potential monthly visitors, leads, revenue, etc. And it's then told me the top opportunities across categories that we asked, search volume, and then it's even given me this prioritized matrix. We also have the full markdown file, which is here. And this is amazing because in less than 20 minutes, what I've done is I've managed to do a scrape of a website, research it in detail, and then actually bring in SEO and keyword data to verify my search, and then create an action plan which can then be built out to do programmatic SEO. Now, this is a serious amount of work. Typically what you're paying an agency 10K, 15K, 20K a month for, and you've just done it within 20 minutes. So this is a real change in the way that SEO is going to be done by teams going forward. Also really powerful, we run this directly within Cursor, so you can do the same flow. Instead of doing it in Claude, you can do it in Cursor. And then what you can do off the back of that is once you have this research, you can programmatically create these pages aligned to a specific template. So very powerful. And yeah, if you'd like the full demo of how to get this set up within your Claude, if you'd like the full guide to how to set this up within your Claude so you can start doing programmatic SEO for your business, just drop a comment with AI SEO below and I'll DM it to you.